again, everybody, and welcome to the daily WBC Live, the World Baseball Classic. I'm Bob Ramsey. Joe Roderick is with me, and more than most podcasts where you just got a couple of yahoos yakking, which applies to us, but we actually have somebody on the scene. Joe Roderick is in Miami at the World Baseball Classic. Joe, what is happening?
Rammer, I've become, I go where the big events are. That's what that's what I've aspired to do, and it's worked out up until this point. But yeah, I'm at loanDepot Park, and we are we're about an hour and 10 minutes away from one of the most important games of the World Baseball Classic so far. It's Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and the atmosphere here, Rammer. I have never been to a World Series game. I have been to League Championship Series games. I can say that the atmosphere here is unlike anything I've ever seen before at a baseball game.
For those who have been watching on TV, it's obvious and it's clear whether you watch golf, the Olympics, whatever, the pride players have in playing for their country, it's there. That's the standard. But when you watch the Hispanic countries play, to me, I'm like you, it goes to another level. In particular, Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican.
Oh, yeah. So Francisco Lindor, from people I've talked to here, has been one of the most, I guess, I don't know, the happiest, maybe, the most thrilled to be playing in this game, has given the best sound bites, is just happy to talk to people, happy to be playing in the game, happy to be here representing his country. And he's out there now doing this. It's, I was telling you before we went on the air, between games. So I got here for the first game between Israel and Venezuela today. It's the first game that I've seen. I flew in yesterday, and seeing just the atmosphere here, the game was meaningless. Venezuela had already advanced. Yeah. Israel was already knocked out. And the crowd, I think they said 18,000 paid in attendance. Tonight it's going to be around 38,000 in attendance for this game tonight. And Venezuela hits a home run. I mean, it's a party. It's a party in the stands for that. And then after the game, I go out into the concourse area outside, and it's a party out there. They got live music going. You see all kinds of fans out there just dancing around, having a good time. You would never know that this is a do or die game for two of the countries.
I think in this century, we've seen an evolution of American sports fan. Have we always had crazy crowds for certain events? Yes. But just to keep it local in St. Louis, Battlehawks, party. City SC, party. And yeah, sometimes we have a tendency to sit back in our seats and give little golf claps. I think this atmosphere is elevating sports and what sports fans mean to their given sport.
Yeah, and I think, looking at it and seeing the atmosphere that's here, when this returns, whatever, 3-4 years from now, I don't know. This is the first time it's been in Miami. This is the first time the games have been here. I don't know how you ever not have it here in this area for this game. And just think how much more crazy it's going to get now that Cuba is on their way here too. They have already punched their ticket, their semifinal ticket. They beat Australia last night 4-3, or I guess this morning 4-3. So now they're making their way over here. And that also adds a lot of political storylines to it as well with that country and where those players decide to go afterwards too. So that'll make it pretty interesting with how things go. But Japan, you imagine, punches their ticket tomorrow morning. You would hope that they do. And Mexico, I believe, has a very very healthy lead right now on Canada. So Mexico will be coming here. So they're getting. I think the folks here that are the WBC is getting the teams here that they want,
that they expected. Yeah. So handicap the game coming up. What do you know? I mean, obviously it's going to be a very intense rivalry. The fans will be on the edge of their seat from the very first pitch. What are you seeing, or what are you thinking about this game?
So I know that manager Yachty, has done a very good job of figuring out his pitching. I think he has a lot of the arms that he wants available for tonight's game. Interesting to look at Dominican Republic's lineup. Jeremy Pena not getting the start tonight. Instead,
That's odd.
yeah, Ketel Marte is starting at second base, and so they so no Jeremy Pena in the lineup for the Dominican Republic. That is, I've looked. I haven't seen why that's the case. I don't know if it's a numbers thing that they are a numbers.
Well, hopefully he's not dealing with an injury or illness.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I have not seen anything like that. I will tell you this, Rammer, that going to the press conferences, for me, it's kind of a moot point. I would not understand anything that was being said, but no. On the Uber ride here, my driver was a Cuban, and he and I talked the entire time using Google Translate on my phone. That was our entire. He was a season ticket holder to Marlins games, and he was very thrilled that his country was coming here. And we spent the entire.
Awesome.
We spent the entire drive. I opened up my phone. I turned on the conversation feature on Google Translate, and we sat and we talked baseball and talked about all the teams involved. And when I told him I was from St. Louis, he goes, "Oh, San Luis." He goes, Albert Pujols, and
that's awesome.
So
what a cool experience.
That's what's funny is I knew that trick from the Super Bowl here in 2020, and being down in Miami for that. That's where I first learned. Oh yeah, you could do this, and
you'll have to show me how to do that.
Yeah, it was fun to do. But
so what are we thinking about USA?
I mean, we saw the hot bats 2 nights ago. That's what they're going to have to do. Their pitching is not the best. They do not have the best that this country represents on the mound. It's been good. It's performed well. It has. They need to out hit. They need to just go out there. They need to out hit. They need to have a big first inning like they did the other day, and just put the game completely out of reach.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lineup yet for them. I think it's a little too early for a lineup to come out for that one. Just to let you know how soundproof the loanDepot Park is, I'm in the hallway here behind the press box. If I were to walk about 10 feet over there and open up a door, I don't think you'd be able to hear a word I said. And we're an hour from game time. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I will post video on Twitter. So I will make sure to post some videos on Twitter. I know I posted a video on Instagram earlier of the outside entertainment earlier today. So it's a fun atmosphere out here.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll just leave you with a question again regarding Team USA and I know everybody in St. Louis is proud, but with Goldschmidt and Arenado, really, I mean, the 3-4 hitters in the lineup and producing, it's pretty cool for St. Louis fans to get involved emotionally with this team.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you look at Adam Wainwright starting game 1, Miles Mikolas coming out of the bullpen in that blowout the other day. It is a very well represented team. You know that you have Lars Nootbaar wins tomorrow. Japan wins tomorrow morning. You have Lars Nootbaar coming out here to Miami for the semifinals. Yeah, and so you're going to have some representation here from the Cardinals in these games.
Very cool. Well, Joe, enjoy the rest of the night. You're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll talk tomorrow and kind of see how it all lays out, and you can kind of handicap what's going to be coming up.
Yeah, we know Venezuela is going to be in the quarterfinals here on this weekend. We assume now Mexico is going to be here. 2 games tonight, both win or go home for both sides of things here in Miami, and the game's over in Phoenix. So lots on the line for some of these countries.
Tell us about our friends at Munganast.
Man, I tell you what, the car right here, this car that you're looking at, picked that up yesterday from Claves. He did leave me a little bit of gas in there, so that was nice of him. And it's just got I mean, the screen there on the dashboard, Rammer, it's bigger than the TV that I had in my dorm room freshman year of college. That's how nice of a screen that they have with all the little bells and whistles on it. It is it's a fantastic ride, and I'm going to be it's going to get me all around here in southern Florida, and then it'll make the nice 18 hour trek home all the way from the Jupiter area all the way back up to St. Louis here in about 1 week.
Joe, appreciate it. Am I telling you about Royal Banks, or are you playing a spot?
I will play Royal Banks for you once you sign us off here, Rammer.
That is Joe Roderick. I'm Bob Ramsey. This is Daily World Baseball Classic live on Claibs Online, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.